Well, my name's Hugh Barber. I'm a dairyman. I live in Craigan. At this point in my life, I'm doing a bit of writing. I'm an author. I'm a playwright. I done a play a couple of years ago for the city culture. It's about the street drinking culture here in the town. And we're actually here. We're mostly at Tix Park here at the wall down at the Foyle embankments, just where I actually physically drunk here myself, you know. So that's where I got my inspiration and my experience to write, you know, the play about what's really happening, you know, on the outskirts, the outskirts of the area, the outer edges of the town, where the drinkers go, you know.
You'd have a lot of experience of what you wrote about in the play.
Well, it was a personal experience. It was about my experience on Bloody Sunday, you know. And the fellow who played it is a well-known Craigan man. He played the lead role, and it was Dan McLaughlin. And it was centred around my experience of Bloody Sunday and the consequences and the repercussions it had in my life. You know what I mean? And it led me to drinking on the flyover and down here, you know. So that sort of covered that, you know, that it was like a healing experience for me, you know what I mean, to get that down and get it performed and trying to be as honest as possible, you know, what happened, you know, and then meeting other people, you know, who are on the street. You know, it's easy to look at people on the street and, you know, and just judge them immediately. There's a human being there, and there's the reason why they're. People just don't wake up some morning and say, look, flip it, I must go down and stand under the flyover. There's a human being there. And on the play, like, even here where we're standing, you know, part of the play was about a young man's suicide. And I've actually witnessed the suicide here, you know what I mean? And it just happened over there. You know what I mean? You know, that sort of inspired me about that piece, you know, some, you know, a fella who was a regular drinker here, you know what I mean? He wasn't that well emotionally or mentally, and he went under the foil, you know, and, you know, it really hit me very, very hard, you know what I mean? You know, like I wasn't, like the piece in the play that I done about that really happened. Me walking across here and seeing this girlfriend sitting here and the police around her, and I actually thought they were just taking what they used to be done years ago, I don't know if they do now, just take the drink off the street drinkers and pour it out. That's what I thought it was. But when I came across, I knew it was something serious, because the gear was
The bus end was missing. He made it under the water.
And I knew him, and I knew him from going under the Foyle Haven, and he was a life and soul of the party. He had one of these people in life you meet and you say to yourself, that person's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. Gone, you know. And I thought to myself, you know, was about the detox, you know, centre. You know, if he had a space where he went, you know, he done these physical detox, the shakes, the DTs, all the rest of it. That's the really horrible, hard part was over. But then I suppose you need somewhere to go, just a neutral zone for about 4 or 5 weeks, where you just can be on your own, and or you know, and have a wee bit of support, you know. So I've seen the need for it, you know. I've seen the need for, you know, that neutral space where somebody can go with an addiction, you know, where they can just sort of be there and sort of link up with all the support that they would need, like with the housing, their doctor, the dentist, all the rest of it. I'm going to draw my own experience. I don't want to get sort of into the politics of this, you know what I mean, but I detoxed over in Damien House. But before I had my detox, I had to go to Galvin, the Ward 41, because I was tendency to have seizures, and Damien House just hadn't got the resources for that if something had happened to me, so I had to go over the Ward 41, you know, because everything was hand. If something had happened to me, I had no way. So I spent 2 days over there, but then I came over back over to Damien House and done the rest of my detox in Damien House. Don't get me wrong, Damien House is a great thing. There are a lot of very, very passionate and professional people over there, you know what I mean, but they just hadn't got that resource, you know, and it's still in this environment. And what I noticed when I was in Damien House for the last 3 days of my detox, you guys actually can physically see over to the wall, and there were 3 or 4 other fellas on detoxing with me, you know what I mean, and most of the day the ones would be looking over and saying who's at the wall, she's over and he's over and all the rest of it, but you're actually physically getting physically well, but you're still you're still part of the culture, you know what I mean.
You can see where you drank.
You see where you're drinking,
Damien House window,
and your friends are over there and all the rest of it, and
it's tempting you.
Well, you might come with a great desire, but you're still locked in this wee bubble here, you know what I mean. And it happened to me, and when I left Damien House, you know, I was the same. I was looking over and seeing, oh, well, there's Mickey over there, and blah, 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 and all the rest of it. And well up into the haven, and the Foyle Haven, and well, it's just a brilliant place too, you know. But I found myself back drinking again. Damien House hadn't got the resource then, you know, what the same as that Galvin had, or Jerry hadn't got the resource for somebody like me. We're all different individuals, you know what I mean. We're all our own special needs, you know what I mean.
And there is nowhere in Derry at the minute that meets them needs.
Not really what I can think of personally, you know what I mean. Especially with, you know, like, and I don't want to be a naysayer, but it's open your eyes. It's getting worse, and you know, Derry's getting a bigger population. The drinking culture. Just go down to town at the weekend. You don't need me to tell you what. Or go on to any city at the weekend. You know, and compare that say to the 60s, the 70s. Well, Derry was dead there. Compare it now in any city. Like, but all I can do is talk about, you know, the town, and you just see the explosion of the whole culture of drinking, you know. But no, I'm not against that. That's just the way. That's the way the world is, you know what I mean. And that's just. But it would, with that, you would need a resource, because there's going to be a well lot of casualties there, and there's a well lot of casualties that there. Well, 80 or 90% people just can take a drink and leave it, but there's always that extra 10 or 20%. You know what I mean? They're going to end up sitting here, or in the Foyle, or sitting in their homes, totally isolated, drinking themselves to death. You know, there's a time when you're just sitting watching people, and they're dying. You know what I mean? You know, I think of 5 this year, 5 Kieran and 5 young men under 40 has died.